Fear is the most deadly of all human viruses. Primarily, we are born with two fears, the fear of falling and the fear of loud noises. Everything else has been learned. So let me ask you, what are you fearful of? Does that fear prevent you from moving forward? Because if that does, I'm going to share with you some different strategies to cope with that fear. They work for me and they work for people I coach. Here we go. The first challenge we have to face is identifying the fear. Is it real or is it perceived? Is this really something we should be concerned with, or is it just something running around in our head? So I always got to ask myself, how valuable or how real is this issue? Is it something that's just in my head and I'm creating, or is it a reality of something that I need to be concerned to work through? Then I ask myself, on a scale of 1 through 10, how really much of a threat this fear is, or how valuable of a fear this could be. Sometimes I ask myself even, how realistic is this potential of harm? Is this something I'm really making up so much that it takes away from my full potential? Or is it something that I could overcome quickly and move forward? I'm trying to break this down so I don't waste too much time on fear. It's a waste of our energy to being productive. So what I'm trying to do is really identify the fear and how important it truly is in the way I live my life and how much energy I should give it. The first objective is to identify the fear. Is it real or is it perceived? Is there a cost if I do not take action? Because if there's not, I will not. Because if there is, I will find a way to make it happen. Here's what I do know. People will do what they must do, not what they should do. Okay, with that, we're going to identify what we should do, the action that you must take. Number one, we're going to isolate the fear. Once we give it an appropriate value, then we can take it and figure out the best course of action to eliminate that fear. I found many situations that can lead us to a state of less confidence. So as I'm wrapping up this series on fears, I'm going to get personal like I do with Bennie Unfiltered stuff, letting you into my world and letting you see that this is not just me coming on here doing a video on fears that I haven't experienced or lived. That's why I want to be personal with you guys, because sometimes that's what it takes, the heartfelt thing. Nothing wrong with the strategies and stuff that you get with the facts. My coach is amazing on that. Without those tools, I wouldn't even be where I'm at. That's a prime example of always listening and learning from those that you look up to that has worked for them. It's a way of teaching yourself to not make some of the same mistakes that they did, if you catch my drift. One of the things when I was facing my fears, and why this is probably the most important one I'll ever say in my series, is because that's what blocked me for so many years. Having those people around me, or negative energy, or just myself being my worst enemy, allowed that much power to take control to not being where I'm at today. I don't even know what tomorrow is going to bring me, so standing in this moment is unbelievable. Doing these series, they're very, very hard to do because you've got everybody giving you so much good knowledge about it, and you're doing your research and you're trying to be perfect and all this stuff. But the thing is, sometimes it's about this. You gotta know that fears will always exist. You're always gonna have them. It's embracing them. Because once upon a time, people told me I couldn't do it. Or they were like, yeah, whatever. I remember when I first started my first business, it was the same thing. I had to really take that leap. Even my wife was scared. She's like, what are you thinking about? Why would you do this? You know, because maybe her passion, her vision wasn't there until we went and pulled the trigger. Because without her, we wouldn't have been successful. She had her part and her own fears to play into it. So everybody has them. It's working together sometimes that even makes it better, because now you got a team effort. So don't listen to what people say. Go after what your heart and your gut says. And if you have any faith or spirituality, what's wrong with asking the big guy about it? Drop to your hands and knees once in a while. But if you've got the integrity and character to live your dream the way you say you're going to, it's going to be successful. And the fears will be always turned over to someone else to take care of them. Bennie Unfiltered. Check us out, www.com, Bennie Unfiltered. Now that we're wrapping this up on the fears, I hope that everyone has really embraced that, because don't be scared to face them, man. It's a part of life. I'm coaching. I coach differently than some coaches out there, but it works. And that's why you're tuned into me like I'm tuned into you guys, because watching this work for me, even when I apply this in my life today, is now I got to practice what I preach. Am I perfect? No, not all the time. I have my struggles, but I always go back to my notes or have my coaches remind me of the fear factor of life. And they bring things to my ability of, look what you've overcome and what you have accomplished. I guarantee you that you will have success behind this. It'll be shown that if you apply these tools in your life, you'll be a better person all the way around, and you'll give yourself the confidence to continue. Thanks for tuning in to this one, man. This is important. To me, facing our fears is the biggest thing to success. I know it is. It's been a big factor in my life, and I see it in others. I still see it. We can't control what others are doing, but we sure can give our part in it to try to help. And that's me giving back to you. Face your fears. Face them head on, deal with it. It's time to put on the big boy boots, because going into this in life of an entrepreneurism also is just bettering yourself as a person, facing those fears. So go to my website and check out more, BennieUnfiltered.com, and check into more of the series we got coming up in the future. You're gonna enjoy it. We got a great team, and there's gonna be more. This is just the beginning. So stay tuned to the rest of 2020.